Hey guys, what's up? I'm Slim and you're watching Slimothy TV. In this video, I've got a really cool one for you guys. X DIGI was kind enough to send out this battery bank free for review, and I'm very excited to take a look at it because it looks like it has a ton of cool features most of you guys are probably gonna want. So we got laptop charging, cell phone charging, tablet charging, and then here we have a 130 watt max. Looks like it's travel safe and 20,000 milliamp hours. This is the PB2100 power bank. It is airline safe, and here are the specs in case you're curious. The rated capacity is 12,000 milliamp hours, so I'm glad that they actually show that. Looks like USB-C 1 can actually do an output of 100 watt max, and it can take in 65 watt max, and the second port can do 30 watt max. So that's where they get the 130 watt number. So this can do 100 watts just from one port and 30 watts from the other. And for the USB-A port, it looks like we actually have 30 watt max. Then you guys can see the maximum here if you are combining. And it looks like we are at 72 watt hours. So the TSA wants it below 100. So this is perfectly fine, at least for in the US. So let's go ahead and pull this out and unbox it, see what we've got. Like I said, I'm very excited for this one. It looks very cool, at least on Amazon. And when they reached out, I said, hey, let's check it out. Nothing else in the box. We can set this off to the side. And here we go. Let's see. How do we open this up? Just slide it like this. Here is the battery itself. Honestly, it's not as heavy as I was expecting, which is probably a good sign, especially if you're going to be traveling with it. Let's press this button. Does it boot up? Nothing yet. Here are the ports. We got C2, C1. I don't know why C1 is over there, but it is what it is. We got USB-A right there. Airline safe. They're making sure that you know that. And here are the specs in case you want to read those again. Oh, there we go. It just booted up. It says 16% and X DIGI right there. It's not the brightest thing in the world, but it is a TFT display. So we'll set this over to the side. What else do we get in here? We get the user manual, which hopefully we don't need, but it's probably good to take a look at least at the beginning here, in case you guys lose yours. I'm gonna hold this up so you guys can see. That's what it looks like. Power bank output. And they include a C to C cable, which is awesome. I'm tired of seeing the A to C, so C to C is the way to go in 2024. So this gets a big thumbs up. Let's go ahead and try this battery bank out. Of course, they ship it with barely anything in it, just for regulations, I think. We're just gonna use this default cable that it comes with and say, okay, I need to charge my iPhone right now. Let's see what we can do. So let's pull this out. We'll put it into port number 1, plug it right in, and let's go ahead and grab the iPhone. Now this doesn't hold up too well on the side here for YouTube. It's meant to be sitting like this on your desk, because down here at the bottom, you can see it does have some rubber, so it can kind of hold it in place. So it's supposed to be set like this. I'm gonna go ahead, plug in my iPhone. Let's see what happens. Plugging it in now. Does it start charging? Yes, it does. And what does the screen say? The screen actually shows the wattage going into the phone. So right there, it says it's up to 5.6 watts, 5.9, 6.2. And so it's gonna hover around 6 watts. And that probably makes sense because I'm already at 75% charge on my phone. So it's not gonna put much into my phone right now. Oh, we jumped up to 13. And you can see 16%, nothing else going on the A port or the other C port. So let's go ahead and try something else. Let's go ahead and plug in more things. The cable that they included, I do not know if it can charge up a MacBook, but we're going to try it out right now and see what wattage we get. All right, looks like it's topping out about 60 watts right now. I guess the included cable is 60 watts. Let me try a better cable. All right, there we go. Now I've got it charging up at 91.8 watts right there. This is my MacBook. I'm gonna screenshot what it looks like on my Mac right now. It's recognizing it as a 100 watt charger. Even on only 12% battery left in this bank, it is doing the business right now. It is getting it done. It is charging my MacBook up at literally 91.7 watts. That is awesome to see. So this really does hold true. However, I have one more test. I don't wanna kill the battery just yet because I haven't fully charged this. I'm going to plug in my MacBook and my phone and just make sure it can charge both at full speed. So here we go. Mac's going back on. I'm gonna use this other cable since we know it goes up to 60 watts. My iPhone cannot even hit 60 watt charging. So this is an iPhone 16 Pro, plugging it in now. Let's see, does it renegotiate? No, it is not renegotiating the Mac. That is awesome. So this did not renegotiate, at least from what I could see, for the Mac charging. So we've got 91.9, 92 watts right now, and 12 watts going into the phone. This is an absolute win right now. It is actually doing what it said it would do. Some chargers don't actually do what they're advertised. This is doing everything. Now, if I click this button right here, you can see the temperature. So we're at 76 Fahrenheit, 0 on the battery cycle. We have 0 minutes left for discharge time, I guess, and the battery health of this is 100%. If I click it one more time, we can long press 2 seconds to switch the screen rotation up or down. So we'll leave it how it is. And we are back to the main screen. Unfortunately, I think this thing's about to die, so let's click it one more time. Yeah, there we go. Let me go ahead and wrap up. We're already down to 4% because this is juicing up so much at once. All right, let's test out the charge up. So right now I am charging this up from a wall port, and it should jump up to about 65 watts when it is charging up at full speed. Let's see what it can do. There we go. I used a higher wattage port. Looks like we're charging up at about 44 watts right now. And I assume that it will probably go up a little faster in a bit once it gets some charge in it. We're only at 4% right now. So this is charging back up. Obviously this came almost empty because of regulations. So once this gets charged up, again, you're looking at a 12,000 milliamp hour rated capacity. They claim 20,000. So that kind of gives you an example of what you're expecting. Now for travel, this thing is not very big. If we compare it to my iPhone 16 Pro, this is not the Pro Max. This is a normal sized 16 Pro right here. You can see it's thicker, but it's not that much bigger overall. It's a very nice size. It's not super heavy or anything. It charges up pretty quick and it can charge your devices even quicker. You've got 3 ports here, 2 USB-Cs and 1 USB-A. This is an in-out port. This one's an out and this one's an out as well. So overall, what do I think of this? This thing is awesome. This is definitely something I will be keeping in rotation just because it's so powerful. 100 watt output from something so small is kind of unheard of. Most of the other power banks out there that can charge 100 watts to like a MacBook, for example, they're a lot bigger than this. And you know, you don't always want to lug around something that's so heavy. This one's really not that heavy. It's not nearly as heavy as I thought it would be. On top of that, all the different display modes that you got here, like you can see the temperature, like I said, the battery cycle, the battery health of this device. This is something that I've never seen on another charger. So I really like this one, guys. You definitely want to check this one out. It's charging up right now pretty quickly. They claim this can charge an iPhone 15 50% in 25 minutes, which is pretty good. And they claim it can give you about 4 charges on an iPhone 15 or 1.2 MacBook Air charges. If you have a Samsung Galaxy, you're probably looking at about 3 charges, and an iPad Pro looking about 2. They also claim that this takes only an hour and a half to fully recharge, and it also has trickle charge mode, so you can charge up like an Apple Watch. You know, some chargers, they can't charge something so low powered, like it'll just turn off thinking that there's really no power going to it. You can charge Apple Watch no problem with this. You just have to have the cable with the puck, you know, to plug it in. I'm gonna leave this thing plugged in and charging, and I'm also going to plug in my phone here just to make sure it works because it should be able to charge up while also charging a device for pass-through power here. And sure enough, there it is, working just fine, charging up my phone while also charging up this device. Now, this is a little dimmer than I wish it was. I kind of wish it was a little brighter here. It's going to be harder to see for you guys on the screen here because I got so many studio lights. But this is brighter than some of the other ones that we have reviewed on the channel, so can't really complain too much. One other thing I want to test, if I unplug this, because it's charging up right now with this one, is it going to trip this one and restart the charging? No, it stayed charging that entire time. That's great. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see if it triggers anything. No. So that means the circuitry is separate. On a lot of these other chargers, when you unplug one and plug another thing in, the other stuff that was already charging kind of cuts out for a second while it renegotiates. This must be on completely separate pieces here. So it did not do that. So internally, these are completely separate. So when you plug one in, it doesn't affect the other one. That's the sign of a high quality device. I've reviewed other power banks that are literally twice the price of this that cut out like that. So keep that in mind. This is pretty good for the price, at least from what I'm seeing right now on Amazon. And it appears there's a pretty good coupon code right now as well. So definitely check this one out if you want a sleek, not too heavy, 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank that you could take on travels with you or just keep it around maybe at the office, or if you're going on a trip, you might want to keep it in your car on your long road trip. So you have a little bit of extra power. This could also be good just to have around the house, in case you have a power outage. You want to charge up your stuff real quick. This is something that you could have on standby. I still can't get over the fact that this literally has a thermometer built in. 83 Fahrenheit right now. It's going up because it's charging. You can see the discharge time and you can also see the battery cycle. I mean, that's something that literally no other charger that I've used has. So check this one out, guys. Links to it down below. Big thank you and shout out to them for sending this out free for review. Again, this is one of our top battery banks right now that we have reviewed. So check it out, guys. Links to it down below. If you like the video, hit the big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.